Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back. Monster High has a new doll, and because I'm making a video on it, y'all already know that I have feelings because on the rare occasion that they release a doll that I simply don't care about, I don't make a video on it. But you're here, I'm here, so you know I have something to say. So we are going to be discussing the release of the Lenore Loomington doll today. Of course, as always, everything that I say is just going to be my opinion. You are absolutely allowed to disagree with me. Like, it's totally chill. Let me know what you think of this doll and like the circumstances of her release in the comments down below. And of course, if you find yourself enjoying the video, if you could give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and like check out the links in my description, all of that fun stuff as per usual. But I really want to talk about this, so let's go ahead and just dive into Lenore. She is going to be releasing at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Mattel Creations, and she is going to retail for, I didn't even say the date. Nice. She started going up, I think, because I think I'm going to put this up Wednesday. So she should have gone up this morning. It'll be today's the 18th. So it'll be the 20th that she goes up. Basic math, basic information here that I simply can't get out of my mouth, apparently. I'll put it on screen here, regardless of whether I was right or wrong, so that you can have like a written confirmation of when she's going to be available. Good thing I said I'd put it here, because I got the whole day wrong. It's actually March 21st, which also means that this video will be going up before the doll is available for purchase, so that's pretty cool. Definitely didn't expect that. So just ignore every time I reference the doll coming out before this video goes up. It's fine. It's fine. You guys know the drill by now. I just wanted to talk about the doll. I didn't even like think about the fact of, oh, maybe you should have your information straight. I was just like, tee-hee, let's talk about this release. But yeah, so she is going to be releasing, or she would have released by the time that you guys are seeing this at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Very curious to see how that is going to play out because from what I've seen on Instagram thus far, the reception is lukewarm, and I understand why. So this is the doll. I think it's important to preface this by saying that she is going to retail for $75 plus shipping. So like that's already quite expensive. And then of course, if you live in any other country, it's going to be even pricier than that. So that's a huge, huge factor here because looking at this doll, I don't think that she's the worst doll Monster High has ever produced, okay? Like, I'm gonna get a little testy in this video, I think, but it's not like she's the literal worst doll that Monster High has ever produced. I just think that when you couple this design with the price, it's like, hello? What are you talking about? So, yeah, like, she's okay. That's really, like, the only feeling that I have that I can be remotely positive about when it comes to the doll herself. I think her lantern is really, really cool. And I think that the little spider pet that she comes with is quite cute. But that's about all the positives I have. So let's go ahead and zoom in on her face here. I don't think that her face is terrible either. I don't think any of this is realistically terrible. What I will say is that it's possible that for this doll, for this image, this is a wig. Like, you never know with prototypes whether, or not prototypes, I shouldn't say. You never know with stock photos whether it is a prototype doll or like the actual final version or like anything like that. Sometimes the doll that you see in the stock photo is not actually the same doll that will get shipped out. So I don't know if she's wearing a wig. It sure looks like she's wearing a wig to me. Like the way that the hair is laying just feels very wiggish. Like it doesn't feel like it's rooted in her head. Also, her hairstyle is so, it's just there. It was rooted and like curled a little bit and that's it. And that's okay. Like I'm not trying to say that every single doll needs to have a hairstyle. But I think when you add it up with everything else that I'm going to be complaining about in this video, it's kind of like, y'all could have done better. I do like her headpiece and I do like her earrings. I think that those are quite cute. And again, the face is fine to me. It's not something that I think stands out the most, but it's fine. Then we move down to kind of getting a look at this plastic bodice piece that she has. And for me, I think that's where the big question starts. Like the wiggy hair is really bothering me actually, but this is just like, for $75, you can't give us any painted detail on this molded plastic piece, like at all. That's wild to me because this is something that you would see and do see on Playline Monster High dolls that are $25 to $30. That's a different story. Like, obviously, I would love to see painted detail on those too. And some of the dolls that we're going to be seeing in the future, like the Monster Fest dolls, literally have more painted detail than this collector's edition doll, which is just a bonkers thing to say because those are Playline dolls that are going to be widely available on shelves. And this is a collector's edition doll, and she is high-key lower quality. Like, anyway, that's just the accessory there. Then we're moving on down to the shoes. I do think this is kind of a cool concept. I don't know what kind of monster she is, and as of right now, I'm not sure if anyone else does either. I've seen a lot of people speculating and asking on Instagram. So as of time of filming, I don't know that we have a confirmation on what she is. I'm guessing though from like the wispiness of the shoes that she's meant to be some sort of like gardeny ghost. I'm not 100% sure, but again, you can see here, like, are the shoes cool? Yeah, they're not terrible. And like, if I got these on a Playline doll, I'd be excited about it. However, no painted detail. Like, there's two different plastic pieces, and that's it. No painted detail for $75. Like, that about sums it up. Groaning like an elderly person. Oh, that's how I feel about this doll. Unfortunately, I don't really have like a better image of the hem of her dress and like the rest of her dress than like the full body shot. Like, it's not the clearest just because of the colors that were chosen. Like, she has a very dark design. And so I think it can be hard to see some of the details. So like, benefit of the doubt, I guess we'll say that maybe she's got more details in her dress. I know she does have like the design at the hem there with mushrooms and flowers and vines and stuff. And that is all very cool. I'm not trying to say that it's not cool, but I just don't think that it's cool enough for what this doll is. And then the final image that we have is the packaging here. And I'm not a big packaging person. I say that very frequently on this channel. But for me, sometimes when I see a doll and I see like the images of the doll itself first and I'm not enthused, my thought is like, okay, maybe the price like went into the packaging. Like, maybe this is a like inbox collector design type doll. Maybe the packaging is really cool, but like, this is just really basic packaging. Like, it's not, again, it's not terrible. It's not ugly, but it's not anything that I think is spectacular. I know a lot of people have been comparing it to the Holiday packaging, and I totally agree. I think this is very similar packaging to what you would see from like the Holiday Claudine. And that's not to slight it, like, that's not saying it's hideous, but it does mean that to me, the budget clearly didn't go to the packaging either. And so I'm left just looking at images of this doll thinking, where did the budget go to? Because none of this impresses upon me that it should be anything close to worth $75. Like, I think about the Haute Couture dolls, and I didn't even think those were worth that much money. Like, I think that those were overpriced, but they looked better than this. This very much does look on par with like a Holiday doll, like a kind of mid-tier collector level doll. Like, I think about like the Stitched in Style Frankie. I genuinely think that Frankie looked better than this, and that Frankie was significantly cheaper. So I'm just super confused. Like, there is some detail on the dress, I'll give her that. But for the most part, this honestly doesn't seem more than $10 elevated from a Playline G3 Monster High doll that you can go buy on the shelf. And so I'm just massively confused. If I'm being at my meanest, which I'm going to be for right now, just for a second, I think the combination of not being able to clearly tell what type of monster she is, the overall lack of detail, and the wigginess of the hair is making me feel like this looks like a deluxe version of a Create-A-Monster doll, for those of you who were like familiar with Gen 1 Monster High. I honestly thought that the Create-A-Monsters were kind of cool. Like, they were kind of fun, but they were Playline level dolls. This feels like just a slightly amplified version of that. And again, I think a lot of that is because the hair looks so wiggy, but I don't know. I don't feel like I'm getting a ton of personality from her. I just don't feel like there's a ton of detail. I feel really bad being this mean because I don't think that she's a hideous doll, but it all comes back down to the price point, as it does so often in my videos. Y'all are probably sick of hearing me complain about this, but truthfully, it's just massively confusing to me why she costs even close to this much money, because I cannot, for the life of me, figure out where the budget went, aside from like the fact that they had to copyright a new name because it's a new character. But like, I don't know, that just doesn't quite make sense to me. Overall, if you like this doll, I'm super happy for you. If you think that she is worth $75, I'm, super happy for you. It's your money. You can do what you want with it. And if this doll is going to improve your life by being in it, that's amazing. That is not the case for me. I was actually really, really excited for this because we got like a teaser picture and it was just her lantern. And I think the lantern is like the best piece that she has. And so I was super excited for this. So maybe part of the negativity that I have is because I was holding such excitement and then this is what we get. And I just feel really, really underwhelmed by her. I think that even if I didn't like her personally, if she had a cooler hairstyle and significantly more painted details, maybe I could see where they're going with this, but as is, it just feels utterly mediocre at best. And that's not what I want to say for any collector Monster High doll, but especially one that costs this much money. Like I'm utterly dumbfounded by this decision. And the other crazy part is this doll has merch, which like what? The fact that this doll out of every single doll that they've released gets merch is just very, very strange to me. Again, she's cool, but I don't think that she's so cool that she's going to end up developing this huge fan base that is like, I need merch of this doll. I need to have t-shirts and tote bags. Like, I am so utterly confused by everything that is happening. I'm not enraged. I don't think I'm quite at that point. There have been some Mattel releases with Monster High where I'm genuinely angry. Like when they did the Tucky. When they did the Chucky and Tiffany release and they like showed everyone images 30 minutes before the dolls were supposed to go live, that got me like actively mad because like, hello, you're not giving anyone any time to think about anything. I don't feel that same way with her. I just feel disappointed and like this is not worth the hype that she was kind of given with the teasers and everything, and that it's definitely not worth $75. So that's my rant for today. I feel like anytime Mattel Creations is dropping a new Monster High doll, I'm kind of waiting with bated breath to get the images so that I can like, you know, make a fun little video and complain about it, because I literally always end up complaining about it. I haven't made detailed videos on like the holiday dolls, but those are kind of mid-tier dolls. They're not like full collector level, if that makes sense. They're kind of in like the $40 to $50 range. And so I feel like that's kind of a different level than the active like $75 plus collector level dolls. And every single time without fail, there's something about the release that is just like, why are you doing this? And this time it's a lot of things. So even though my emotions aren't as passionate as they are sometimes, I'm still kind of frustrated with this, very confused by it. Definitely want to hear all of your thoughts about Lenore in the comments down below. As I said, I know I feel kind of bad. Like I feel bad for her. I feel like I'm being really, really mean to her design, and I don't think she's ugly. I just don't get it, I guess. So definitely let me know if you were feeling kind of the same way. Let me know if you bought her or if she didn't sell out, if you're planning on buying her, all of those lovely things. I would just love to know what y'all are thinking about this because I am completely bamboozled. But that's going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed my rant. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night, whatever it might be, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye, guys.